Hello everyone, how are you all doing? Welcome back to a new video. I'm Carl here at Carl Stacey Guitar Tuition, and in today's video thought I would talk a little bit about something, and that something is the fact that I've been teaching guitar for near enough 10 years now, okay? So I started my guitar teaching journey and all of that business in around somewhere, I don't know the exact month or whatever, but somewhere in 2015. I didn't start doing it full-time for a living later until 2017 because I was still at university at the time studying music. So for the last year of university I was teaching a handful of lessons on the side to get like a little bit of experience and kind of get out there working in music a little bit, and obviously make a little bit of kind of pocket money on the side of studying as well, which was really, really helpful. And I kind of give a lot of that credit to some of the course coordinators and things like that at the university I was at the time, who really helped kind of push that, give me my first kind of school teaching opportunity and a handful of private students and that sort of thing. And it definitely really helped and sparked off what it has become now to this day, really, which is everything that I do here at Carl Stacey Guitar Tuition. If you're curious, there's links down below you can check out, of course. But I thought I'd do a fun little video. I've got some notes on my phone, so if I'm glancing down, that's why. I don't usually script any of my videos or anything like that, but I think with this one I'm doing a bit of a list, so I'm going to have to kind of like, not script it, but run off a list, of course. So the video is 5 things that I've learned from 10 years of teaching guitar. These are very kind of general things, alright, applicable to me and or teaching in general, or the students in general and things like that. Just things that I've kind of took note of and learned and figured out, things like that, alright? So number 1, you don't have to be the best player in the world to enjoy playing guitar, bass, or ukulele, which is all the instruments that I teach personally. And I see this all the time with working with students. I have a lot of students that get a lot of enjoyment and self-fulfillment out of playing the instruments that they're learning and playing. And at the end of the day, like, me as a tutor, it's kind of more expected to be on me to be the best I can possibly be, because I'm the one that should be kind of above you in that level aspect and able to pass on the wisdom and the knowledge and the experience and things like that. So I'm working at a pro level. I do this for a living. I'm expected to. That's what I do. I've been to university. I've studied it. All of those things, right? But if you're learning, the most important thing is just to be good at what you can do and obviously continue to grow and get better and learn. But you don't necessarily have to be the best player unless you plan on being in a band or doing it for a living or something like that. Then my perspective would be different. My perspective would change. But a good 90% of the students that I have worked with and do work with don't tend to have the aspect of like a career or whatever in mind. It's more of a self-fulfillment thing, a hobby, an enjoyment. So therefore, just, yeah, come down, have fun, attend lessons, do the best you can do, learn some songs that you enjoy, play it the best you can, and that's all that really matters. Like, you're still a guitar player, you're still achieving things, you're still doing things, and you're enjoying it. And I see that a lot with the students that I work with. Is just that self-fulfillment and pleasure aspect of it is really important and really helpful, and it really makes people happy and fulfills people's kind of wants and needs as far as music and creativity is concerned. Number 2, kind of straddling off the last one that I've just said, enjoyment first before anything, okay? Without enjoyment, you have nothing when it comes to learning guitar, bass, or ukulele in specific for my video, what I do. Obviously, that can be also in mind with drums and vocals and all those types of things, keyboards, whatever the case may be, it's open to interpretation. But the most important thing, number 1, priority every single time, is that you enjoy it, alright? Enjoyment has to come first, because enjoyment will lead to passion, passion will lead to motivation, motivation will lead to growth. All of these things are positive domino effects and direction that you want to go with it, alright? So here at Carl Stacey Guitar Tuition, I prioritize enjoyment and having fun and having a good time and being relaxed and just being in the moment, enjoying the instrument, enjoying sort of just being present with it and playing songs, things like that. It's always going to be a priority. It always should be a priority, so I definitely recommend that you make it a priority as well. Number 3, age definitely does have a factor, but it's not a be-all, end-all, okay? This is something that comes into conversation a lot with students, so I work with a lot of different ages, okay? Legitimately everything from 5-6 years old through to like 80 something years old, okay? The entire spectrum of age I have worked with and I continue to work with, and I've done it for years, so I see kind of all ends of these spectrums and experience it all and things like that. And yes, age massively impacts how quickly you can learn things, massively impacts how well you can remember those things and retain that information. It impacts your mobility and how you can move your fingers and move around the fretboard and things like that. But it doesn't mean that you can't learn and you won't be able to learn. I have 3 or 4 considered older students right now, 70s, 80s, that sort of thing, and they'll probably disagree with me in an extent, right? I know that for a fact, but they're all very capable of playing, and they can all play a good amount of chords, a good amount of riffs, a good amount of scales, playing along with music, keeping time, that sort of stuff. It's just about keeping in the back of your mind that maybe, again, calling back to point number 1, you're not going to be the best player ever, but it doesn't mean you still can't learn these things and enjoy it and do what you want to do with the instrument. That's all that matters at the end of the day. Number 4, learning to play with other people and enjoying that aspect of music and learning is super crucial. So here at Carl Stacey Guitar Tuition, I have 4 student bands. A little bit like the Jack Black Film School of Rock, right? We put these bands together, we learn a bunch of songs, we do jam sessions, we do performances, things like that, quite regularly. And I know a lot of my students have got a lot out of that, and in terms of like growth and confidence and all of these really important things to being a human being in general, but also especially in the prospects of music, and maybe if you have the prospects of doing it as a career, going to college, university, that sort of thing. You want to get kind of playing with other people as much as possible, and I've seen that help so many people that I work with. Like I say, just the confidence, or just like getting out there and getting the experience of doing it in the first place, and also the pure enjoyment that you get out and take away from it is also super important, super helpful. So if you're learning at home, try to find a friend that's learning something and play with them. Even if you both sound terrible, who cares? It doesn't matter. You're in the room, you're making music, you're being creative, play along with them, play it together, a family member. Put an ad out or a post out on social media, online, look for someone to actively play with and bounce ideas off with and be creative with. It is super important and super helpful. And number 5 is consistency is everything, okay? Of course, I'm really fortunate that most of my students, if not all of them, are really on everything at all times and really passionate about it, and I don't really have to be on their backs about like learning things and practicing and consistency and all of these kinds of aspects of learning guitar, right? Obviously, I've been doing this for a while now. 10 years is a long time, so I have worked with a lot of students, younger and older. They're a bit more of a nightmare in that aspect in terms of like keeping on top of it, lack of consistency, lack of motivation, lack of direction, practice, etc. It is fine. It's to be expected as a guitar tutor, as a tutor for music in general. These things happen. Everyone's different. Some people have a passion for it, some people not so much. It all depends. But consistency is everything. That's the only way to get better, the only way to learn, the only way to remain kind of in it and keep the brain turning, keep the fingers moving, never stop, never put it down, and never give up. That's the most important takeaway, all right? So that's 5 things that I thought I'd just jot down and talk to you right here, right now about from 10 years of teaching guitar, bass, and ukulele. I really appreciate you checking out this video and listening to me rant a little bit about these things. As always, thank you very much. Thank you very much for all of the subscribers recently and all the views and everything. I'm trying my best to kind of keep this up and keep the momentum going. So yeah, enjoy. I'll see you in the next video, and peace.